Hey, good morning, Facebook friends and family. Day 22 of my 22 a day for 22 days challenge to raise awareness of the programs and practices that can help prevent veteran suicide. Guys, I had a great video this morning I shared with you guys. My buddy Darryl Hammond has picked up the challenge. Today was his first day, and he's killing it. Took it to new levels. If you haven't watched it yet, stop watching this, go watch his. It's far better than anything that I'm going to turn out, I promise you. Also, a big shout out to my friend Selma. Selma, she's been just killing it. And really, what I'm also loving is that her friends are they're doing a great job. Love watching them. Adam is doing a fantastic job. Her buddy Ken just picked it up. I'm looking forward to seeing Ken doing the push-ups in a kilt. I think that is going to be awesome. So I've been talking wellness practices. This is my last day, so at the end of my little intro talk here, I'm going to do my 22 push-ups, and I'm going to say a wellness practice between each of them. But today's wellness practice, I'm going to talk about being a mentor. I always found that when it was time for me to teach something or to impart my wisdom on someone, it made me become better and more focused on that. Now, I can't think of a better way to help yourself maybe get past some depression and these feelings that you want to harm yourself than helping to mentor a young soldier or a young person that is probably in a similar situation to what you were going through. Because when you have to teach someone or you have to mentor someone, you have to get yourself in alignment first. It makes you take stock of yourself and your situation and think about, if this was the person that I'm going to help going through what I'm going through today, what would I do to help them? And it kind of turns your mind into that, and I think it's a good way to get yourself out of the situation that you may be finding yourself in. I've had some fantastic mentors throughout my military career. I was kind of in a unique situation. I didn't have NCOs in my immediate chain of command or my rating chain until right before I retired. Generally, I had the S1 officer, the executive officer, and the commander. That was how my rating chain went. So what I learned from NCOs was from watching how they interacted with others. But a lot of what I learned was from my interaction with the officers, the chief warrant officers especially. Probably the most I ever learned from anyone in my entire military career was a guy named James Carter, or Lloyd Carter, depending on how you knew him. But I could learn more from doing extra duty in the kitchen with Chief Carter than I could from probably sitting at the feet of Gandhi and listening to him impart wisdom. Man, he just had such a great way of how he would mentor you. And it was like he would put himself in the situation to where he noticed what you were doing, and whether it was right or wrong, he would usually ask something like, "Hey, that's cool. Why are you doing it that way?" And then you would take them step by step into what you were doing. If you're doing it wrong, you usually, along that path, figured it out yourself. And that was, I think, his great power in teaching, was helping you realize yourself what was going on. Because when we learn that way, it's with us forever. But he was also the kind of mentor that where if you got to the end of that and it was actually a better way to do it, well, he embraced that, man. And that's one of the things I think that you have to do to be a leader, to be a mentor. You have to realize you can learn from the people that you are supervising, that you're mentoring. They are every bit as good at teaching you as you are at teaching them. And the more you learn from them, the better teacher you're going to be, the more capable leader you're going to be, the better mentor you're going to be. So, I think by taking on the role of being a mentor, you're going to put yourself in that situation where you do have to get yourself aligned. think about what's going to happen and how best to do it, and don't be afraid of failing. Man, I tell you, Carlos Santana did not pick up a guitar the very first time he ever saw one and start playing Black Magic Woman. That dude screwed up a lot. I promise you. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't witness it, but I promise you, the first time he picked up a guitar, he was not playing like Carlos Santana. So, time for my challengee. So, all the years that I was in the National Guard as an NCO, I had one person in my rating chain longer than any other, and that's Dwight Brattle. And Dwight came to me after a deployment and became the marketing officer and responsible for overall day-to-day operations of the marketing office. But the great thing was that he knew how to wield leadership. He let me fail in a good way. You know, he always made sure I had a soft landing. He wasn't there to chew me out. Even if he probably at times knew that what I was going to do was not the best way to do something, he would say, well, let's try it. And if it didn't work out, he didn't say we're a knucklehead. He would say, well, hey, you know what? Let's try it this way instead. And I learned so much, and so much of what I became, I like to think, as a leader is from learning from you, Dwight. And thank you so much for that, man. I promise you, if you guys know Dwight, there's probably as many gray hairs in his head from me as there is from his daughters. Probably more, because his daughters are awesome. So anyway, that's it. My challengee today is Dwight Brattle. My wellness practice is become a mentor. It's going to make you a better person. So with that said, here we go. I'm going to crank out my 22. I'm going to list a wellness practice for each push-up. Bear with me. It could get ugly. Walk my dog. Experiment in the kitchen. Ride my motorcycle. Take a hike. Write a song. Draw a picture. Work on my Jeep. Go four-wheeling. Paddle my kayak. Go for a swim. Go fishing. Learn to play an instrument. Learn a dance move. Go to the zoo. Watch a movie with my wife. Read a book. Do some yard work. Take a road trip. Go to lunch with a friend. Volunteer at an animal shelter. Find a mentor. Be a mentor. Oh, all right, guys. That was it. And I'm putting you all out of misery because you don't have to watch me do this anymore. This is my last day. I know you're thinking, man, Hollywood's not putting out any new TV shows. Don's done with his 22. What am I going to watch next? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to keep pushing out my videos that my friends are doing, share those, and if I get tagged, things that their friends are doing. Thank you guys all for sticking with me this long. See what happens next. I might have a new challenge.